Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and it is time for us to pro our two Chuckies. They're both at level 100, they both have their 100 matches. We're going to pro them, and then we're going to try and get them to level 105 and see just how exactly powerful and strong these little guys actually are. So, let's go ahead and click that combine, and yes. Oh, so there's the animation for him. That's pretty cool. So the name flashes 3 times and then there's a little knife strike. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so now that we've seen what that looks like, let's try and get them trained up. We're also in the middle of training up this Alexa Bliss as well, but I don't think we've got anything that we can get rid of. Yeah, I've just got a bunch of those, which sure it could help a little bit at least. But let's do that, and let's go into draft board. So we've got 48 pieces here. So let's see how far we can get with just these. That Rhea Ripley may actually be good. I'm still using the SummerSlam BCE females at the moment, and I think that Rhea Ripley is a pro. So maybe lock that down. In fact, actually, I can show you the females at the moment. So those are my top 16 females. So you can even see there's even still a couple of Ronin females in here, which are not quite as good. I suppose we should autofill that one. There we go. Interesting. Let me try just autofilling everything, and we'll see if we've got any females that we can get rid of. You can already see that Chucky is stronger than Eric, but just a little bit weaker than our Fortified 1 Arcane Seamus, but that's him on level 0, so expect that to increase. And that's what I'm training in Wild. I was training Omos and, of course, Chucky, as well as the Pro Alexa Bliss. So, there we are. So, in terms of females, well, actually, do we have any here? No, okay, we were not getting rid of this double heroic Ronda Rousey, nor are we getting rid of the Thugonomics Carmella. Let's take a look at Ronin's. She's still in Codebreaker, so we can't get rid of her. The Asuka is no longer in any decks, nor is Dewdrop, nor is Rhea, but Io Sky still is in there. So we have 3 of them actually, so let's go to Trainable, and we're going to train up using Rhea Ripley. That is the full level 105. So there we go. 64.53 million in speed, 64.85 million in charisma, 63.56 in toughness, and 63.88 in power. So very, very strong. And Dambala Chant now does 1.007 million to speed and charisma, and that will increase when we get our matches up as well. So very cool to see. Let's just train up. Actually, we'll just go to combinable. Yeah, okay, so the Rhea is a pro, so we do really need her trained up a little bit faster. So let's use this Asuka. Gets her to level 100. So we need to train her up, and let's go back to trainable and go back to Alexa Bliss, and we can use some of these cards that we do not need. Level 38. Um, it's a little bit wasteful to use Dewdrop, but I'm going to. Just to put Alexa Bliss to her maximum level 105, and also to clear up some space here because we're on 437 of 450. And we're still keeping the SummerSlam BCEs because at the moment we're still using Ronin cards. And once we get rid of the Ronin cards, then we can start getting rid of some of the SummerSlam BCE females. So let's go to, not deck editor, let's go to general. And Chucky is indeed our second strongest card by quite a bit. So I mean, he's quite a bit stronger than a Fortified 1 Arcane card as well, which is pretty cool to see. But he is, of course, slightly weaker. And by slightly, I mean very much weaker than the double heroic Braun Strowman. And if you want to know where the Last Man Standing Dominic is going to raid about, let us take a look at BCEs here. So this John Cena was 1,562. You can see that at 1,562 he was slightly weaker than a double heroic. But over here, this Pat McAfee was in rank 590, and you can see that he is quite a little bit stronger than the double heroic Drew McIntyre and Stone Cold. So that is whereabouts your Last Man Standing cards are going to be. If you manage to get in the top 1,000, then they should be around this rank of like the double heroic. But if you are, about 1,000 or lower, if you're like in like 1,200, 1,500, etc., then you're going to be just a little bit weaker. And that's been true of most of these. I'm trying to think of... I've got some examples of some old Last Man Standing cards. I'm just trying to think of whereabouts they are. That one's Goliath, and this one was WrestleMania 34. Got Doink the Clown somewhere, and I can't remember what rarity he was, but he was pretty low down. Okay, well, let's look at Goliath, actually. So Goliath tier. So you can see that this was only a half heroic Becky Lynch. It wasn't even double heroic. And the 6,000 Ric Flair is actually quite a bit weaker. That this is 297 here, and then the rest of them are 300 and 310. But this one barely 29 across the board. So if you get anything that's like in the 6,000 range, it's maybe going to be about as strong as an event card, but it's certainly not going to be anywhere near an event card or an event heroic card. So that is roughly whereabouts your Last Man Standing cards are going to be. So Last Man Standing is well worth playing pretty much for the rewards, because your milestone rewards here, every time you get past here, you're going to get a chance at getting an Arcane card and getting the Arcane sports, as well as just getting a whole bunch of these that can help you train things up. But also, once you get past Arena 91, you're always going to get this chance here as well. So you've got lots of chances. So if you're playing Last Man Standing and you're going for those high levels, I'm not in this one. I'm going to leave Dominic taking a week off, which is rare for me. I don't normally, but Last Man Standing does cost a lot of money to get into those high ranks. But it is very, very worth it if you are going for it, because it will get a lot of Arcane cards and it will help you throughout the rest of the tier. The reason I'm not is because honestly, my deck is kind of fine at the moment. Obviously, we could use a couple more Arcane Pros, but I feel like I don't really need the left arrow of Dominic, and Dominic isn't one that really speaks out to me. There are certain ones, that I've went really hard on. I mean, the Edge one is only like 2,000 odds. He was level lower. You can see that he's actually weaker than the Alexa Bliss. But there's other ones like Seth Rollins, wherever I find him. Actually, this American Dream Cody Rhodes was number 308. He was very, very strong. And Ezekiel was 562 as well. But if we scroll down a little bit more, unless I've already went past Seth Rollins. No, there he is. Yeah, this Seth Rollins was ranked number 68 because it's one more than 69. And you can see that he was ginormous in comparison to the other cards. I mean, that was Double Heroic Edge and that was Double Heroic Reggie. Remember when Reggie was a thing? That's weird. Samoa Joe as well. My goodness. I like looking at some of these old school tiers at some point. But yeah, so there you go. But there you go. There is the strength of Chucky. I think this is probably just a little bit weaker than a regular Event Pro. So if I got just 2 regular Braun Strowmans and didn't heroic either of them, this would be just a little bit weaker than it. But of course, the double heroic is the strongest card that you can get unless you are playing ranked and you're going for anything in the top, the top 1,000. Then those will always be stronger. But that's going to be it for this little video, folks. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click the notification icon so you can see when more of these videos go up. And we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.